you do actually end up having to toggle that by yourself. The Federation losing a number of ships, and that's not going to be good for them. However, let's see if he has another minute or so before he's going to end up getting this. This guy needs to go repair right now because he's going to take a lot of fire, and that is going to end up losing this ship here. Not good for the Federation. Federation slowly losing things left and right. Federation base upgraded all the way, and now these guys are going to just try to get kills if they can. Intrepid taking a lot of fire. The Federation just losing a lot of ships left and right. These cavorts are just darn sturdy at this point in time. Abiel and this attack fleet is going to be able to move in. These Federation ships making a stand way out of the range of those Federation outpost guns. This is going to be his undoing. Butters coming up at the last minute with some Cube Edge classes with some cavorts, going to be able to provide some suppressing fire, going to make at least these guys deal with it. Going after, I think, probably incorrectly, the dodecahedron. Probably should have taken out the EM Scube, allowing this galaxy to get out a tad bit. If they manage to go ahead and get that kill, good for them. That is going to set the tide back a little bit as the cavorts eat at each other. And the cavorts going at each other. These cavorts also need to move within range of this starbase. These two players need to support each other a little bit better. And in comes a warp in. That is actually going. Oh, an ambassador is a nice little ship to be going in. However, FunnyStuff is just got a ton of ships here. You can see that the yellow is slowly losing their way as the Federation warp in comes in, saving sort of the day here. What an expensive save, though. The white getting just a ton of their ships damaged. Yellow losing really everything, and the ambassador moving up here, needing to use it special, and an officer cavort. Oh, and deadly, deadly engine hooks. And that is going to be giving FunnyStuff some much, much needed board control and unit control. These Federation ships trying to concentrate on something, looking like they're spreading their fire out. These guys need to get out underneath the gun. They need to get under the guns of that starbase. And yeah, this is really just taking a lot of unnecessary losses here. Using that starbase would have really, really helped. You can see just how much those guys don't want to do. At least finally gets a ship in under the repair. Even perhaps putting up a platform would have been useful. In the meantime, a little bit of scouting going on. You can see Butters has scouts all over the map. That's good. You at least know what's going on. Heavy weapons platform going up. Good call on FunnyStuff Pictures. Oddly enough, it's a little bit kind of in the back, but it is right in the middle, so probably the best coverage here. Gotta say here at the moment that the left bottom team is feeling a little bit of a pinch as far as their shipyards going. A lot of turtling on this Federation stuff here. The Feds are backed in behind their turrets, but they don't have much that's backed in behind it. Now, if only someone would if FunnyStuff would put in a star yard here of some sort, that would really solidify their map control on the board. And I'm really waiting for Butters to do something here. He is producing Borels, maybe because they're cheap and he's feeling the pinch and needing to get some units out. Oh, but at the meantime, he's putting up a battle yard, so he is going to be moving into some of these later game ships. Trying to out-tech his opponents. He does have the mining. He has the econ on him. So Brell's out the wazoo. Butters trying to make a comeback with the loss of the fleet. The Federation having 4 of these miners not doing anything, so that's sort of a waste of resources here. A second Antares yard, so that's nice. So in the meantime, unfortunately, this yard is not producing anything. question will be, is the Tricobalt torpedo in the mix? And these Intrepids on their way, looking to push onto the Borg. And it's going to be a heavy Intrepid, so backing off of the Akira ship production, probably a tad bit expensive at the moment. He probably doesn't have the resources, but he is nice and safe behind these guys. He's got this guy stocked out. The Klingons, however, FunnyStuff, managing to get just a ton of ships. This is 12 of these guys right here, and producing more left and right. Brels, Cubedge, supplies. Oh, the Klingon, bane of Klingon existence, is supplies. And you can see that FunnyStuff is waiting on his supplies. And if his Borg player ally... Oh, and we have a sphere on the board, and this looks like a prime sphere, prime regen sphere. That is going to be nasty. You can see that there are a ton of... here's an EM Scube. Here's another EM Scube. Butter's also calling for the supplies, but this sphere is going to provide a lot of just tonnage for the Borg player at the moment. Question is, are they going to be able to get away with it? Sending out these Madril classes all on their own, if someone happens to catch these guys by themselves, they are dead. NuclearDude calling for the crack on the feds. These ships actually might make it under the guns of those phasers platforms, but in the meantime, the feds just don't have the firepower to sort of defend against this fleet here. You can see that, you know, numbers-wise, the Borg even have a greater numbers. They do have the advantage if they stay under the outpost guns. This starbase should be able to provide... Oh, and they do find the Madril classes, and they are going to lose all of this money that they invested. These guys are not going to be able to make it in time. Free kills, never a good thing. Never give your opponent this much free kill. A lot of eggs, one basket, a lot of droppage, a lot of yolk spill. So on the minimap, you can see that the Klingons are actually trying to move in, base fleeting, trying to come in, up on, and moving on to the central field yard. This is Butters' main, going to lose his ship production out of these guys. Down goes his first tier yard. Wow, what a kill, what a move. Getting in on the Klingons, that is a nice move by FunnyStuff. Wow. You can see Sang's on the way, but that is going to be a lot of pain. And the Borg trying to move in on the expansion, going to find that nothing but phaser platforms here, looking to perhaps try to take on some of this, but this is kind of a useless... Well, it is kind of a bit of a good thing. These Doties do allow the taking out of weapons, but these is going to lose out some of his ships, and really just not for a whole bunch of gain. You can see just how much damage these guys can suck up, and taking a lot of damage in the Scubes. Should just put in his sphere, almost losing that one probe. Interestingly enough, Butters is going Sangs. These guys are long range, but they do not move very fast. I would expect perhaps, crap if I know, some of the support ships. But sort of a missed opportunity here. This regen sphere really actually should have finished off these guys. This guy's just going to repair by itself. It's not going to go away. But Butters in a bit of a bind here. Managing also to get away with keeping this expansion. And the Borg are going to end up trying to move in on the Klingons, on Butters here. Butters kind of keeping his ships in the dark here, making sure that no one knows anything. Going to put up another field yard. And the Borg feigning and moving away. So back into perhaps the expansion. Heavy weapons platform here, if he tries to run it. A lot of times, if you do see that your opponent is putting up turrets on their expansion, they a lot of times will fail to put those up in their main. Just go around the turret, goes back into their main. Funny does look to be nice. And wow, dual heavy weapon platform, not wanting to lose this position at all. Putting up a battle yard, trying to move into later tech. Feds keeping their warp-ins on the ball, and a third Antari shard. This guy is moving into massive